Okay, I'm back. I figured I would be. I decided to do another page design, and this one is going to be like a little gatefold. So, the measurements for your first base piece of paper is going to be 6 1/8 by 4 1/4. Okay, then this one is going to be 3 and let me see. Looks like a little over 3. I think it's 3 1/2. And you're going to score your line at 3 1/8. So at 3 1/8, and then cut it at 3 1/2. And so you'll have 2 of those, and then you'll tape it down, and then fold it over. And then the middle paper right here, this is going to be, I can almost guarantee you from looking at it, 6 1/8 by this colored cardstock is it's not colored, excuse me, patterned cardstock is 6 1/8 by, should be 4 1/8. Yep. And then for the 2 top ones, it is going to be 3 by 4 1/4. Okay. And then I went ahead and I distressed the edges on my papers, and I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, this one is not the right one. I'm sorry. I lied. That is not correct. Let me grab my ruler real quick. Excuse me. It will be 2 3/4 by 3 7/8. So 2 3/4. Let me just make sure. Actually, sorry. It looks like 2 7/8. So I'm sorry. 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. Okay. So you're going to have 2 of those of the color cardstock. Then on this one, I want it to be the same. 2 7/8, which I have it a little bit too big right here. So let me 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. That should be right. And so you'll need 2 of those. Then you're going to measure to get your center here. I did a 1/2 inch in on both sides. So if you can see right where I have these little brads, I know they're kind of hard to see, but they're in your little kit. See how glittery they are? You're going to punch your holes with your We Are Memory Keepers at a 1/2 inch in from the edges to, hold on, let me pull it, let me pull the little brad out just to make sure I've got it right. And I'm saying a 1/2 inch in on your solid colored cardstock, not the patterned, at 2 1/8. That's what I kind of figured. So, and I just have these in here temporarily for just a second, okay? But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut my 2 inside pieces that I'm going to cover last, because you want to make sure you get your holes and recut your holes. Or repunch your holes, not cut. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do these at the same time. Because I'm going to distress these edges, so I'm not really concerned if they are 100% perfect, but you want them to be pretty darn close to the same size. Hold on. This is... And then I'm going to distress my edges. I'm going to do that really fast on one of them and basically show you what I'm going to do. You're also going to need a little piece of twine or your striped baker's twine to do the little gatefold. Or if you want to do it magnetic, then you wouldn't need to make the holes and you wouldn't need to use the brads. So, give me 1 second. I'm rummaging through my stuff to find this thread. In fact, hold on. I guess I'm going to have to look. Okay, so you're going to take about, I think I did about 1 yard. You probably don't even need that much, in all honesty. You probably maybe need, like, we'll say about 13 inches. So I'm just going to cut that off. And then I already removed one of my brads out of here, okay? And so I'm going to just tie a little small loop, like a slip knot is what I call it. You can do a slip knot, or just, actually I'll probably just do like a regular knot. And then I'm going to take my brad and I'm going to place it over it and then tie it on here. And I know you're probably like, why are you showing me this? Like, anybody knows how to do this. But I like to do this for just my first piece, to do it so that it won't fall off. And so I usually do this before I put the brad in. And then I'm just, you know, tie it as tight as you can. Pull it as tight as you can. And then just nip it. And then slip it through the hole. And then again, go ahead and place your brad, you know, down. Then you can go ahead and tape your piece of paper on the top here, which is what I'm going to do real quick. And then basically now you have your, if you leave this a little bit loose, so you don't do it as tight as you possibly can on here, you're just going to do it a little bit loose so where it's like rocking, okay, then you have enough room to wrap your little twine around here, and then you have like your little button for your gatefold. So I think that kind of helps, you know, especially if you're not wanting to use magnets or you don't have any magnets. So that's completely up to you. You know what, I'm actually thinking I may move this. This is probably okay. So once you have your brads on there and your little twine, it should look something like this. And then as you open it, I might need to take some of those layers off. Oops, it's going to look like this. Okay, so now at this point, good thing I opened it because then I wouldn't have my paper in the right direction. So now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put my score tape on the back. And I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to put anything underneath here. And I had looked at some like, you know, flags, and I wasn't really too excited about how that was looking underneath the paper. So I was thinking maybe it'll just be what it is. Let me just loop this back up again, just so that I have the string out of my way. I'm going to go ahead and burnish my edges. Sorry it's kind of dark in here. All of a sudden it got really cloudy out. So I guess we're going to have more rain. Yay. You know, I'm not excited about that because we've had plenty and plenty of rain here. So I'm trying to think what else I could put underneath it, and nothing really is standing out to me. I may just, I could use one of my nice little edges here. That would look really nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and this was that Spellbinders Card Creator Scallop Borders. And this is the A2 Scallop Borders 1. I'm going to go ahead and use the heart one, and then I'll have to do the little cutout underneath it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just tape it down, frame it underneath over here. Actually, I'm probably going to glue it down. And then I'm going to frame it like right about there. I think that'll look really good. And then all I have to do is adhere this on top, and we'll be on to our next page. And like I said, I'll be back if I have anything kind of like what I did here, where I veer from the standard pages. But basically this holds, I think, a 4x6 and 2, or you could actually, yeah, no, I'm sorry, it's just going to be 2 wallet sizes. Hello ladies, I'm back. Okay, so right now I just wanted to kind of show you where I'm at with the album right now. I did go ahead and cover or start embellishing my front, and I'll kind of go through what I did. So I basically took a few of my roses, and, well, first of all, I put my lace down here. And I did that with a glue gun, but you can use your score tape if you want to, because that works just as well. I basically cut some of it up, and then I went around the edges here to clip it off so that I could use more of it for other pages, and I did, so we'll go through that. I used 1, 2, 3 of my brads. I kind of thought this metal one in the center of the gate was really pretty. I took one of the stickers from the collection, and I did basically, I did add some of Tamara's glue on the back, because you know how it is with a sticker. Sometimes they like to lift, and I knew I didn't want that to happen. So I went ahead and did glue it down. Then also I took my brads, and let me show you with one of them. I'm sorry, hold on one second. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just going to show you real quick. So what I did was I basically took the back of it, and I clipped it with my my little metal clippers that you can find at the jewelry section at any crafting place. In fact, I think they even have them at the Dollar Tree. No joke, they're just wire cutters. So really simple to do. And then I went ahead and glued them on there, and I thought it came out really cute. I'm sorry for the sound of my son in the background. Hold on one second. Aiden, please keep it down. I'm videotaping. Excuse me. Okay, so, oops, you can see some of my little tags are coming out. And then I went ahead and I used my glossy accents to put my little bird cage down. I don't use E6000 because I truly can't handle the smell, and also I had read that it can cause cancer. So I don't want that, and I know the smell is atrocious, and you've got to have a really well ventilated area. And I used to use it a long time ago when I was making pageant dresses and stuff like that, and so I just said, oof, that smell is just too much for me. It would give me horrible headaches. So I don't use it anymore. And glossy accents works just as well, and it has no smell. So now here we are. We're back to the first page. So I went ahead and I did, I added my other roses on here, and I think it's turning out really cute. I used one of these little flowers from my crafty stash. Okay. And then, of course, we have this page, and I'm probably going to add some floral embellishments or some little gems from my stash, you know. And I really like how this page looks so far, so I don't think I'm going to add anything to that. And I've just been, like, adding, you know, tags in, you know, here and there to make it look really cute. But obviously, they have a place to put photos, and then they have journaling tags, so I thought that would work. Okay, so here we are. And then we have our Gatefold page, and I added one of the stickers from the collection. And this time, since it was going straight on the paper and not on the straight chipboard, I went ahead and just laid that down normal. I didn't add any extra glue for that. Then here, I went ahead and carried the same design that I did for my very first page to hold the 3.5 by 5 photo, and then I added one flag from the sticker collection that I backed up with the same little purple chipboard. That way, when they tuck it in here, you know, it'll just stay there. Also, I did add another rose here, and I'm going to add some more flowers, and I'll show you in just a minute. I just got some like crafter flowers. Then for this page, oh wait, did I actually mess that up? I don't miss it. No, I didn't. Okay. I went ahead and I did the same fold out, the 4x4. So it's, I mean, it holds 4x4 photos, but this is really 4¼ by 4¼ And because I like the idea of being able to add more photos into a chipboard mini album, and this was the best way that I could figure out how to do that. So then I just added some little gems down, and I did back them up with Tamara's glue so they would stay down. And then I just had one of my postage stamp Sizzix dies that I backed up with some foam tape, and I thought that's really cute. So this is from one of their 4x4 cutouts that actually really worked for this, and I thought that was cute. Here I made my own little flag banner, and these were 1 inch, no, I'm sorry, 3/4 inch by 1 inch. And then I just took one of them, an extra one that I had, folded it in half so I knew where to kind of have the center, and then I just kind of mimicked that same cut on all of them. To make it easier for me, I just took some little twine from my stash. You could even use your seam binding ribbon to do this. Now, I will say this. So right now it's loose, okay? But once I add my photos in, I will go ahead and attach some tape to keep it down, because I don't really want it like flinging around, and you know, because that's what's going to happen if you don't eventually glue it down once you have your photos on there, or tape it, or whatever you want to do. Or you could just leave it. As you can see, I added some more of the ribbon and another sticker that says gorgeous. And then on my final page, oh yes, and this is the same. I've just mimicked the same exact measurements, but I will tell you this. I made this a little bit bigger, and I will give you that measurement so that you won't have this, this will actually be the right size. So don't pay attention to the measurements I give you in the video. I will actually add the measurements on the screen for you. So follow those. And then, let me see if I'm doing this right. Sorry, I'm getting it all out of organization here. And then I went ahead and added some stickers that said sweet together. And of course I did the same thing where I added the 4x4s all in here. I love this. Take time to smell the roses. I was going to put it on the front, but then it covered up the whole fence, and I thought, nah, I'll use the smaller one to do that, the smaller sticker. So they can actually place photos right on top of here, or they can do whatever. I think I'm going to put photos here and here, maybe here too. So I don't know yet. I hate to cover them up, but it's okay. Now the back, I'm leaving plain, but I will put my little, little sticker there that has my name on it and stuff like that, that said made by me and when I did it. And then that's about it for this so far. So now what I'm going to do is I want to show you how to use your, and this is in the extended kit, the Bow Bunny glitter paste, okay? And I'm going to get a small fine brush. Let me just grab it real quick. Sorry, I haven't gone anywhere. And I had it in the water, so I'm like, I always dry off my brush because I really want a dry brush. I grab my flower, and right now I'm keeping it on the stem just so that I can hold it in my hand. Okay? And you might want to have like a little mat or something underneath you which I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock that I don't really care about. And we're going to start. So this is almost like stickles, but I'm doing it by hand with my little brush. And I'm just basically going to edge it right here. Excuse my hands, they have a lot of paint and whatever else on here. And that's all I do. I just take a little fine brush. You could even use your finger and give it more of that rustic look. And see, I went a little bit over, but I'm just going to wipe that off with my finger. No big deal. I'm usually a little bit neater than this, but for video's sake, you know what? Let me put this on autofocus and maybe that will help. Let's see. Maybe not. I mean, it's really simple. All you gotta do is just dab it on there. You know, like tap, tap, tap really lightly. And it gets it all on there. And I think it looks so pretty. Especially if you are a bling lover like me. I love my bling. I just got a couple more to do. And I'm not worried about going way down deep in there. I mean, you could actually just cover the whole flower with this and not even do the edges. I just want to see how it looks with the edges done. And maybe the next one I'll do the whole thing so that it's more that purple color. And this was a white flower, and I just took one of my Prima chalk edgers and just kind of dabbed it on there. But that's it for that. Let me go ahead and do the next one. And this one, I'm going to see how it looks with the whole thing painted. Ooh, that is really pretty. I know it looks kind of rough right now, but it's not dry yet. So once it dries up, I think it'll look really neat. Yeah, I kind of like this. I know, am I boring you with my silence? Nah. Yeah, I think it's looking really pretty. It's coming out nicely. I might even put this one on the front. Add another one. I don't know yet. Maybe not. I don't know. Only because the other ones are so pastel-y and it'll just like stand out like a sore thumb. So I'll probably keep it on one of my purple pages. But if I had thought about this before on the front, I definitely would have done several more like this. Almost done. Just kind of go deep down in there and get some of those white spots, because those are no fun when you're looking down at it and you can see it. I'm actually going to peel back some of these so I can get in here. The leaves, just peel them back, and you should be able to get down in there for the bottom ones. Okay. A little bit small on my fingers here. That's what happens when you have fat fingers. So now I'm just going to set it aside to dry, and I think it's going to come out really pretty. It'll be nice and shiny and sparkly. So that's that. Let me see if it's, here we go. Right now it's wet, so it kind of looks a little goofy, but once it dries, I think it's going to be beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to, now that I've kind of got almost my embellishments done, I'm going to go ahead and put the ribbons on here. So I'm going to be back in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and wet my ribbons, and well, I'm going to measure them first, and then I'm going to wet them, and we'll talk about how to use your seam binding ribbons to attach it here. I think it's pretty basic, pretty easy to do. And then I'll be right back. Oh yeah, so I need to wait for them to dry, but I'll be back.